Yeah.
I heard it. Now we heard it. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Today, are you looking to take your business to the next level? And do you want to be omnipresent in the world so the world will find you at any given day? Well, today, our special guest is Ed from Catnet Marketing, where he's going to show us some tips to make sure your business can go to the next level on social media. Take it away, Mr. I'm sorry, not supposed to say that. Ed, please tell us and what you do and how you're changing the world.
Sure. So for 17 years, I've had Catnet Marketing. It's my multi-award winning full service advertising, marketing, and public relations agency. And for the past 10 years, I've partnered with a team that's Google, Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, Yelp, and Bing certified. So that's less than 3% of all agencies have all those certifications. So these guys are really good at
why? Wait, I might interrupt you a lot.
Yeah.
Because I speak on third grade level. First of all, why is it important that, let's start off with, why is it important that you need to hire a professional to do your public relations?
Okay. Did you ever hear the expression, if you think it's expensive when you hire an amateur? Well, I won't go there. It's okay. You know the exception. Well,
it's expensive to do it yourself. Wait till you see
wait till you hire an amateur. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, all right. So this certifications that this team has make them experts in their field. They've passed tests. The algorithms for all the social media platforms are constantly changing. So for them, they stay on top of it. That's what they do. That's why, and I've been in business 17 years, but I've been working with this team for 10 years, which is why I found out who's good and who's not, and this team's really great. So they are affordable. They're all based in the United States, and they're excellent at what they do. They help clients tree, flutter, and get noticed.
Why is the logarithm? Why is it important that you hire somebody who's going to do your SEO, help you find your way on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube? Why is it important that whoever you're doing the work for knows the logarithm?
Because, like I said, it's constantly evolving. The algorithms are that they.
Okay, sorry. Let me I asked the wrong question. Why is you have to know the logarithm is important? I guess that's more than a question. Explain what the logarithm is.
The algorithm. So that's the programming that the social media platforms use on their search to find things to show someone who's doing the search. They change the criteria.
I like that word.
Okay, so they change the criteria on how they determine who gets seen when you do a search. What comes up on your screen when you do a search. So this team stays on top of that and uses best practices that are approved. So as you and I spoke earlier, you don't get blacklisted, which means you're shut down and you're not going to be visible for a period of time. So this team makes sure that doesn't happen. That's one thing. So people who do it themselves may cross the line, may do something that's considered inappropriate, and then they kind of get blacklisted for a time being. You don't want that. And also, you can also waste a lot of money if you're not doing it in the most efficient way. So
I've done that myself, and trust me, Google got a lot of money back 30 years ago when I tried doing it myself. I get it. Why is media, why is an ad agency or public relations important for a business?
Sure. So it helps you get seen and noticed. And there's a great expression Bill Gates used, the famous Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. If I was down to my last dollar, I'd spend it on public relations. And that's because he knows PR builds something even the best ad can't. It builds trust and momentum, and it helps people believe in you even before they've met you.
Oh, I like that. And why is trust and believing you important? So I'm asking these little questions.
Oh, well,
why is trust?
Someone's going to do business with you if they trust in you and believe in you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to want to do business with you.
So what you're saying is when you put your stuff on social media and stuff, your job is to make sure it's very good content so that they understand, so that you are portraying yourself online. Would you say that's a simple version?
Yeah, it's not complete, but it's accurate. So you want to portray yourself in the best way possible.
Okay.
You want to come across as trustworthy, incredible, and professional, so people will want to hire you. And that's got to be consistent throughout all your communications. That's important.
All right. I know I asked this before.
Okay.
So I know you're from Connecticut, which is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's a middle, like you're 10 minutes from 5 states.
Okay, yeah.
You're in the middle of, since it's such a small little state that you're in. So what's your favorite thing to do in Connecticut?
It was go to New Haven for pizza, go to the beach with friends and we'd have
Wait,
a,
wait a minute. There's actually beaches in Connecticut?
absolutely. We were 10 minutes from a beach in Connecticut. I mean, it's Long Island Sound, but it was still a nice beach, Campo Beach in Westport. And here in Florida, we're 10 minutes from Juneau Beach, which is a
Okay.
gorgeous beach, right on the Atlantic.
Right. And what's your favorite, since you moved to Florida, what's your favorite thing to do in Florida? You're up in a little north in St. Lucie County from me. I'm down in Miami-Dade County.
No, I'm in Palm Beach County, Beltway.
Beach.
Okay, I'm not as
Going
far.
closer.
Yeah, I love playing pickleball with my friends. We have a great time playing pickleball. A lot of fun.
Very cool. So now, what's some things you can teach us on why communications, which we're going to call it communications, is important to grow a business?
So you asked me to come prepared with 3 tips, and what I did just for you and your listeners is I brought 4 tips. Okay, so the first one is you want to audit before you announce anything, and that means before you're pitching the media or you send a press release, make sure your online presence and social media house is in order. So your website and social media need to tell a consistent, compelling story about your brand, because reporters are going to Google you before they even consider doing a story or covering you. So if your digital presence is confusing or if it's outdated, then your credibility is going to suffer. So you
Ask you another question real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
What is a press release? People listen, when you have a small business,
Right.
they don't understand, and they understand, okay, you got to be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, yada, yada, yada. But explain to everybody, what is a press release and why is it important?
Sure. So a press release is telling the media a message. It could be about an event, it could be an activity. I have a whole other presentation I could give on 7 instances when any small business owner should issue a press release, but you want to do it when you've got something to announce. That's really the simplest way. And you want to answer the key questions: who, what, when, where, why, and sometimes. So that's what it does. And you announce that to the media to tell them about what you are doing or what's happening, or if it's an event or some announcement. That's when you use a press release. It's a great tool to get out there.
Very cool. So now your next tip.
And it helps the reporters craft a story about you, but you want to make it as easy as possible for it. To the extra pro tip here is most business owners already know they need to set up a Google alert on themselves and on their business. So if the media writes about anything, then they'll see it right away. They'll spot it, which is good. I mean, it could be great news and you want to know about it and help use social media to multiply the effect of it. Or if it's bad news, you want to be able to catch it right away and be able to address it. But the pro tip is to also set up a Google alert on your competitors to find out when they're in news and what they're doing. All right, so that's the end of the first tip. Now, number 2 is you want to grow your social. The media is going to check your following before they check your expertise. So a journalist wants to get their story shared. So if you've got 5,000 followers and your competitor has 500, the reporter is more likely to choose you because of your perceived influence and your ability to, after the story's out, to amplify it on social media, that you have all your channels and all your followers. So you want to focus on LinkedIn and the meta platforms, which are Facebook and Instagram, and also YouTube as well. So, and then, people have very mixed feelings about the X Twitter platform, but a lot of reporters are still on it. So it's still got value from that standpoint because they use it to get news really fast. So that's where.
What would you say if I'm trying to do this myself? What would you say out of the 4 platforms that a small business should heavily concentrate on?
All right, it kind of depends on who your target audience is for your business.
By the way, that was the answer I was looking for. Explain to the world what a target audience is. And I'm sorry, let me rephrase the question. Why is it important that you figure out where your target audience spends their time?
So that way you can get in front of them, their eyeballs, essentially, so they can find you there. You want to make it as easy as possible for the people who are your target audience, meaning your best, most likely prospects of customers or clients, to make it as easy as possible for them to find you in the places they go looking. So if your target audience is younger, Instagram is a better bet than Facebook. If your target audience is older, Facebook's a better target area than Instagram. It doesn't mean you ignore the others. It just means you kind of emphasize one over the other.
Your next.
Okay. So you want to make it newsworthy. So don't just make it about you, because reporters don't care about your product. They care about your story. So what you want to do is tie what you're doing to a trend, to what it could be an event, it could be some sort of a challenge, something that matters right now in the news. So whether it's AI, even global warming, mental health, or some local business resilience story, connect your expertise to the broader conversation in the media. And to do that, to help you frame your message right, ask yourself, why now? And why should a stranger care? Because that's the way the reporter is going to look at it. So if you can answer those questions in a compelling way, the reporter is more likely to do a story on you and your business.
All right, now your other tips.
Okay, the bonus, that public relations can be used to solve real world problems for your business, and most business owners don't think of it for that. It's not just for visibility. PR can be a tool for protection, positioning, and even power. So as an example, I told you this before, Albert, I helped one client win a 6-figure legal settlement a few weeks after I got their story played in a big feature article in Vanity Fair magazine. That it's immeasurable how that can help. So that was a former model, and she had a lawsuit going, and her side of the story needed to come out. So I got it out in a great story in Vanity Fair, and she won a 6-figure legal settlement. Now, I also helped another client that was a small media company catered to different hobbies. They focused on their publications on hobbies. And I helped them avoid a racial discrimination lawsuit using proactive public relations campaign, focusing on showing their community outreach and what programs they had for minorities. But they had them buried so far down on their website, it was very hard to find. So I helped do a campaign to get those out to the forefront, let the minority communities know. And it worked out so great that they not only dropped threatening a lawsuit, but they actually helped them get new subscribers because they loved the stuff they were doing. Worked out great for everybody.
Great. Is that any other tip?
Well, as I said, public relations is much more cost efficient than advertising. If you get a PR story covered, it's worth thousands and thousands of dollars because it's got more credibility than an ad does, because people see an ad, they know it's an ad, they know it's paid for. Public relations has what's called third-party credibility. You've got the media, a trusted media outlet that someone's been reading for a long time, writing about you. So it's got more believability. So that's where it can really.
Okay. Here, I have a crazy question. I know your last name is Cat, but why is it NIP at your name of your company is Catnip Mark? Why NIP after your first name?
Right.
Last name.
Well, it actually goes back to college at Syracuse. I had a dual major in marketing with the management school, but film with the Newhouse Communication School. And a senior class project was to make for Newhouse was to make a film with a partner. So the guy who I partnered with, his last name ended in NIP. My last name started with KAT. So we came up with Catnip Productions as we made films with each and for the project, and we got we got A's. So that was so. But so I used that name because catnip as the product kind of entices cats to behave crazy. It gets them all. So the marketing. The plan is for the marketing to get potential clients excited for their.
We're almost at the end because everybody's got to go. How can we get a hold of you? Because you gave us some amazing tips.
So the easiest. My website, catnipmarketing.com, catnip with a K. And if you want to email me, it's just my first initial, last name, EKATZ at catnipmarketing.com. That's it.
Okay, everybody. This is another amazing Rock Your Bottom podcast. You can find us on all channels. And if you have any questions about how to grow your business, how to pay less to your profit, you can find us on the web at Corey & Associates Accounting. Or you can go to get our free 15-minute consultation. Just go to Better Call. Talk to everybody soon. Remember what I always say, sharing is care. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, Albert.